Finding the perfect camera bag can be really tough sometimes, and sometimes the best camera bag is one that actually doesn't look like a camera bag. Basically, what I'm saying is that I kind of recommend getting a smaller camera bag. You may or may not know that for the past year and a half or so, I've been using the Think Tank Streetwalker version 2. A bunch of bags like this are all over the place because they're really popular and they're really, really good. I don't have anything in it right now, but when I open it up, there is so much room for activities inside this bag. But as you can see, sitting next to me, it's also giant. It's like the same size as the top half of my body. And that's not always super fun to travel with, because when you have a bag that can carry everything in it and all of your stuff, those things weigh a lot, and then you have to have those things on your back the whole time. So that's why instead of the Think Tank Streetwalker, I've been using the Dakine Sync photo backpack, which is much smaller. I feel much less intimidated with it sitting here next to me. I'm 5'10", and when I wear this, I definitely feel extra dorky because not only is it heavy, but it's a really wide bag. Like, this bag is a thick bag. And this bag is just so much more manageable. It's so much easier to use like a normal backpack. It doesn't really take up any more space. It's relatively thin, but it still has a lot of features and can do a lot. Now, this is a dual compartment bag, which is a really cool style, and there are a lot of different bags from a lot of different companies that have this style. I chose this one just because I've had Dakine bags in the past and they've never had any issues. They don't break, they last forever. Plus, this one has this blue and black color scheme. This video is totally not sponsored, by the way. It was honestly, I just found this, I think, on Amazon. But this blue and black color scheme I really like because I kind of have a thing for blue and black, if you haven't noticed. My Draycast lights are blue and black. My camera bags, this one and the Think Tank one, are blue and black. My tripod is blue and black. My water bottle is blue and black. So it sounds silly, but that is one of the things I really like, is just the style of the bag. The whole bag is made out of this really durable canvas material. It's super easy to clean. We have dogs, the dog hair just wipes right off. Dirt, dust just wipes right off. Also, since you're not bringing everything that you own in a bag like this, it just doesn't get as heavy as the bigger bags do, so that also helps keep it more comfortable throughout the day. On the sides of the bag are two pretty deep pockets that also have this little bit of material that pops up and closes with a drawstring. This is great in case you need something that's a little taller. It's perfect for a water bottle. He said trying to put the water bottle into the bag unsuccessfully. Because if you have a taller water bottle, it's not going to fall out. Each side of the bag also has these little buckle straps, so if you have something taller like a tripod or a monopod, it's gonna be easy to keep it in there and secure. And the pouch on one side of the bag actually has this little flap that hangs out. So what I found works best is if you put two legs of your tripod in there, and then you can just extend part of the other one here. And that way when you're walking, the tripod's never gonna fall or sink down or anything like that. Behind one of the side pockets is a little secret pouch that might be good for hiding something like a phone or snacks or something like that. It's pretty cool. All of the zippers on the bag are YKK zippers, which if you've seen any of my other videos about bags, that's a big deal because those zippers don't break, they last, and they don't jam up and get stuck. So they make your life easier. Starting at the top up here, there's a zippered pocket that has a really soft fabric inside. So this is made for like your phone or something delicate. To get into the top of the bag, there is a little latch, and then there are zippers. And this is kind of cool because if you leave the bag unzipped, you can still securely latch it shut and it's not gonna go anywhere, but it makes it easier to get in and out of this compartment. This isn't the camera section, this is just sort of the top part of the bag. It does have two mesh side pockets, and then it does have a little sleeve back here. They say it's for a tablet, but I have a 10.5-inch iPad Pro that does not fit in here, so it's kind of small. You could definitely fit like an iPad mini or something like a Kindle would fit in there really easily. I usually use it for like my batteries and my memory cards and kind of like thin things like that I just want to keep organized and out of the way. But this is a pretty big compartment. You can fit extra camera gear in there. You could fit like a drone in there. You can fit jackets and a little bit of clothing. And that's why I really like this bag, is because the top of it is still a normal backpack. So it's easy to use like an actual person and not just a photographer or a videographer, because you can actually pack your human essentials in here and still have plenty of room for your camera gear. That's what makes it really, really practical. And even though an iPad doesn't fit in the tablet compartment, it does fit in the compartment itself. So if you really need to travel with a tablet, there is still room as long as it's, you know, this size or smaller. This is the 10.5-inch iPad Pro. There's a very slim outer pocket on the front that lets you put just some of the essentials, like I have headphones and business cards and, you know, maybe like a couple snacks or something in there. The front of the bag has these little loops so you can hang stuff off of them. It's kind of like the low pro bags, if you've seen those. And then of course, the main part of the bag, the camera compartment, it doesn't have any kind of lock, but it does have this snap. So if you have this shut, it's gonna be tougher to open the bag. And then once you open it up, there's actually quite a bit of room for camera gear in here. And this is what's cool. The bottom half of the bag is for your camera gear, and the top half of the bag can be for anything else, or of course more camera gear if you need it to be. So now let's see what kind of stuff can fit into this bag. I do change it pretty much every time I use it because it's so small and so adaptable that I don't always take the exact same gear, but I definitely do always take a camera. So here's kind of an example. This is the 6D Mark II with a battery grip. So this is pretty big. This is probably, unless you're using something like a 1DX, this is probably bigger than any camera you would fit in here. And the 6D with the grip does fit upright, but there is a little bit of a bump. So I usually do set it on its side where it's not gonna get too much pressure placed on it. And of course, if you don't have a grip on the camera, then it fits. You know, there's a lot of extra room in there. So despite the fact that this bag is smaller than any of my other camera bags, it still has plenty of room for full-size camera gear. The bag comes with 4 Velcro inserts. 2 of them are these long L-shaped ones, and then 2 are these smaller dividers. So I move them around all the time, depending on what I'm using. But just to give you the most extreme example, if I put my 16 to 35 millimeter lens on this camera, aside from using something like a 70 to 200 or a zoom lens, this is about as big of a camera setup as you would pretty much ever have. And it can fit in here, no problem. Here's my 24 to 105 that I can just place on the side. And then sometimes I put my microphone in here. I do always take my ND filters with me, so I put those in the bag. And then sometimes I will put like a wide lens and a prime, like the 24 millimeter Sigma lens that I'm using to film this video. There are really only 2 things so far that I don't like about this specific bag. The first one is that it doesn't have any kind of pen holders or pen slots, which sounds kind of silly, but pretty much every other bag that I've ever had has, you know, little compartments to hold your pens and business cards and like smaller items and just keep things organized. This bag doesn't have that, and the front compartment's really small, so if you put something in here, you're probably not gonna lose it. But it just doesn't help keep things as organized as I'd like them to be if you just want your pen to be, you know, right there inside ready to go. The other thing, which I don't think is a con, but some people might, is that the bag doesn't have a laptop compartment. And at first I was a little bit nervous about using a bag that didn't have a laptop compartment, but it turns out it has not been an issue for me at all, because the reason that I wanted this bag was so that I could have a nice backpack to take with me when I go places. So if I'm at an amusement park, if we're going on a day trip, if I'm out on a hike, I want to be able to carry my bag with me easily. And I probably don't want my laptop in any of those situations anyway, so not having a compartment in here is really not a big deal. If I'm going on an overnight trip, then I usually take this bag for my camera gear and a second bag for my clothes, and the laptop just goes right in the second bag. So it hasn't been an issue for me so far. This is also plenty small enough to fit under airplane seats, in overhead compartments. It's a really, really easy bag to travel with. And that's kind of the whole point, is that you want it to be easy to travel with your camera gear so that you take your camera gear with you more places. This video is completely not sponsored. I will put an affiliate link down below to the bag if you want to check out this specific one. But ultimately, what I'm recommending is if you travel with camera gear, that you do find a small bag that makes it easy to travel with. I like this style with the 2 compartments, the camera compartment and then the extra like human compartment up here, because that just kind of is the most practical setup. And I really love things that are practical. And so even though I do customize this bag and put different things in it pretty much every time I use it, if you're curious about what's in my overall camera gear setup, I did put together an entire what's in my camera bag video. So I'd really recommend that you check that out, click on that, and I'll see you over in that video.